Across the realms of Marvel's imagination and the cosmic worlds where heroes rise and legends clash, there stands a fascinating question. What would happen if the Thing, the rocky powerhouse of the Fantastic Four, faced Korg, the Kronan warrior best known for his comedic wit and gladiatorial bravery? At first glance, this battle might appear to be nothing more than a fun spectacle of stone against stone, two rocky titans smashing each other into rubble while exchanging witty remarks. But beneath the humor and surface similarities lies a much deeper story. This is not just about two rock-skinned fighters trading punches. It is about their vastly different origins, their inner struggles, and the distinct philosophies that shape their combat styles. The Thing is a symbol of tragedy turned into resilience, a man forced into a monstrous form who became one of the most dependable and determined heroes in Marvel's history. Korg, on the other hand, embodies survival with a smile, a warrior enslaved in arenas who turned cruelty into companionship, finding ways to endure battles while keeping his humanity intact. Both characters represent strength, but the kind of strength they stand for is dramatically different. One is forged through relentless willpower and sacrifice, while the other is built through patience, endurance, and tactical wisdom. And when these two characters finally meet in a battle of champions, the outcome will be determined not only by the power of their punches, but by the soul of their stories, origins, and personal journeys. Ben Grimm, better known as the Thing, was once a human being who had everything to look forward to. He grew up in a tough neighborhood, fighting to survive, but eventually rose to become an accomplished pilot. His life changed forever when he joined Reed Richards on a fateful journey into space. Bombarded by cosmic radiation, his body was mutated into a form that would never again resemble the man he once was. His skin became an unyielding surface of orange rock, and though he gained strength to rival gods, he also lost the ability to ever return to a normal life. This transformation was devastating, but instead of succumbing to despair, Ben Grimm embraced his role as the Thing, a protector of the innocent and a cornerstone of the Fantastic Four. His story has always been bittersweet, a tragic sacrifice that he shoulders with courage, humor, and an undying loyalty to his team. His humanity never left him. It simply shines brighter against the harsh contrast of his rocky exterior. Korg's journey, however, begins from birth in a world where stone-skinned warriors were the norm. As a Kronan, Korg was always durable, strong, and resilient, but his path was shaped by enslavement. Captured and forced into gladiatorial combat by the Grandmaster on Sakaar, Korg became part of the infamous Contest of Champions. Despite his circumstances, Korg never allowed bitterness to consume him. Instead, he developed a light-hearted personality, befriending his fellow fighters, even cracking jokes in the face of mortal danger. This ability to endure hardship without losing kindness made him an unexpected favorite among fans. Where the Thing carries tragedy with courage, Korg carries struggle with laughter. Both characters reveal that strength is not only about lifting the heaviest burden or striking the hardest blow, but also about how one chooses to carry the weight of life. Powers, abilities, and feats. When discussing who would win in a fight, we must analyze their abilities, not in isolation, but in how they reflect their stories. The Thing's power is legendary. His rocky body makes him immensely durable. Shrugging off bullets, energy blasts, and even blows from godlike beings, his strength allows him to lift massive weights, shatter entire structures, and fight evenly with some of the strongest characters in Marvel, including the Hulk. But what truly separates him from many others is not only his raw power but his determination. Ben Grimm has fought battles that seemed unwinnable and endured pain that would have broken others. Yet he continues to fight, often pushing past his limits when the stakes demand it. He is not simply a fighter of muscle, but a warrior of heart. Korg's powers, though somewhat lighter in scale compared to the Thing, remain formidable. His Kronan physiology grants him stone-like durability, making him incredibly difficult to injure. In battle, weapons often shatter against his body before they can harm him. His strength, while usually portrayed below that of the Thing, is still immense, giving him the ability to go toe-to-toe with gladiators and even exchange blows with the Hulk. What makes Korg unique is his combat experience. He has fought for centuries, surviving in harsh arenas where tactics and adaptability mattered as much as strength. He often uses weapons, whether giant clubs or alien constructs, to extend his reach and deliver crushing blows. His battlefield awareness and calm demeanor help him endure where others would panic. The Thing's feats include standing against cosmic-level threats, defeating alien champions and enduring direct clashes with some of Marvel's most powerful heroes and villains. Korg's feats are often smaller in scope but equally impressive within his context, including surviving countless gladiatorial fights and helping lead rebellions against tyrants. When comparing their peak demonstrations, the Thing appears stronger, but Korg's cleverness and adaptability narrow the gap. The battle scenario: if these two rock-skinned titans were to meet in combat, the clash would be monumental. Imagine the scene. The Thing stands firm, his fists clenched, his iconic battle cry echoing through the air as he charges forward with unyielding force. Korg, meanwhile, steadies himself, armed with his weapon, his calm humor masking the calculations running through his mind as he braces for the first impact. The collision of stone on stone would shake the ground beneath them, every blow echoing like thunder, every strike sending fragments of rock flying through the battlefield. The Thing would likely begin with his usual direct approach, overwhelming his opponent with sheer force. His fists, like boulders crashing against mountains, would rain down upon Korg in rapid succession. Korg, however, is not one to be easily broken. He would absorb the punishment, deflect with his weapon, and counter with precise strikes. His combat training allows him to look for weaknesses. And though the Thing's body is nearly unbreakable, no fighter is without vulnerabilities. Korg would fight with patience, waiting for opportunities to strike back effectively. The setting of the fight also matters. In an enclosed environment, the Thing's power would dominate, leaving little room for Korg's tactics. In a larger battlefield, Korg's adaptability and weapon skills could make the fight much more even. Both would fight tirelessly, neither willing to surrender. And as the hours passed, each fighter's endurance would be tested to its absolute limit. What makes the fight compelling is that neither man is fueled by malice. They are warriors by circumstance, and their respect for combat and for one another would be as central as the strikes they exchange. Final verdict: the true victor. When the dust settles and the echoes of battle fade, only one can stand as the victor. Though Korg is a formidable opponent with centuries of fighting experience, his strength and durability are simply not on the same level as the Thing's peak performance. The Thing has fought gods, monsters, and cosmic entities and held his ground against them. His resilience is legendary, his willpower unmatched. Even when every bone-crushing strike from Korg lands, the Thing will keep fighting, his heart refusing to give in. This does not mean Korg would fall without honor. His cleverness and experience would ensure that he does not go down easily. He would force the Thing to fight harder, to dig deeper, to earn the victory. In many ways, that is what makes Korg such a worthy opponent. But in the end, Ben Grimm's strength, durability, and indomitable will push him beyond the Cronin's limits. The final scene would be one of mutual respect. The Thing, battered and bruised, but standing tall, extending a hand to help Korg rise from the rubble. Korg, smiling despite his defeat, cracking a lighthearted joke about how he nearly won, reminding everyone that his strength is not only in his body, but in his spirit. And so, the ultimate answer to this titanic clash is clear. In a battle between the Thing and Korg, the victor would be the Thing. His catchphrase says it all. When the fight reaches its climax, when hope seems to fade, it truly becomes clobberin' time. Check out my other videos for more epic character crossovers and battles. Thanks for watching, and stay happy and healthy.